Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakahakwadash. Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. The would-be judges, the 144,000, all right? The tabernacle of David, all right? The tabernacle of David, which has been set up to be the ruling class people, the ruling class government here on earth as it is in heaven. They will enforce the laws of heaven on earth under the authority who the world fraudulently and falsely calls JC. His name is Yahushai. And to the rest of the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among all the other heathen nations, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that often have the appearance of the heathen, and to the few akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with a quick lesson. I'm in the locker room. This is a locker room lesson. There's no one here but me, and I have time or make time always to do the work of the Lord. And looking at current events and what's going on, we're on the verge of World War III. Esau Edom is trying to orchestrate and organize to get his NWO, which will be controlled via digitally through the MOTB, all right, which is spoken about in Revelation, the 13th chapter, all right, and they're doubling up and trying to lock down South America as a backup, because deep in their heart, they know they're going to lose over there in Western Asia. That's the part of the world that you fraudulently call the Middle East. It's a term that they made up so that they can so they did. They created a false racial narrative so that they can hide and try to get around the truth. But these books, which is actually one book, all right, the Apocrypha, which literally means to be sent away hidden. The Lord knew that they were going to try to hide it, okay? Because all the older, I probably have a damn near 20 Bibles, all right? And I have 3 that are very old. One that's from the 1500s, actually 2 from the 1500s, Salakia. One from the 1500s. Of course, I have an old King James. I forget the date on the one that I'm thinking of. Then I have another one from 1850. And the one from the 1500s is a Tinsdale Bible, if I'm not mistaken. Nevertheless, in all those books, they have the Apocrypha in them. So you have this whole group, that operated for 100 years called the Bible Destruction Group. And they did successfully remove the Apocrypha from the Bible. And then somehow they started teaching that it's not canon. Well, you know what? The whole Bible is not canon. Canon had nothing to do with the Holy Scriptures. Okay, whatever the hell canon is. That word isn't even in the Bible. Okay? So that's not the authority. And the books were sealed. And now during the time that Christianism rose, the time that Judaism rose, the time that Islam rose, the books were sealed. All right, and the books was to remain sealed until the Great Awakening, which has happened. All right, and that started around in 1969, 1970. And that was the Great Awakening, because the Israelites, anybody that's claiming to have been an Israelite all along, anyone that's claiming to be J-ish all along, well, you know what? They are J-ish, because being J-ish doesn't make you an Israelite. As a matter of fact, let's get the receipts now that I said it. Let's go to the AI. And I'll bring it in the frame, and maybe, just maybe, they won't make this video blink, but they've been doing it a lot to my videos as of lately. But I'm going to read it first, and then I'll put it in front of the camera so anyone that's watching can screenshot it. But the question was asked, are the people in the land of Israel the ancient Israelites? And the AI overview said, no, Israelis are not the same as the biblical Israelites. That's enough to be said. I mean, you really don't need to say anything else, but we'll continue. Though there is a direct lineage, and we know there is a direct lineage because the Israelis are Esau Edom. That's what they're telling you without telling you. They're Jacob's wicked, evil, twin brother who was promised the sword, who was promised this present current world and would rule over it and rule over the Israelites and keep them in dire straits until the Lord comes back. So the Jayish and the rest of the Edomites have fulfilled that duty. They've done that. All right. It says, though there is a direct lineage, Israeli is a national citizenship for a modern state of Israel, which includes many ethnic and religious groups, while Israelite refers to the ancient people who descended from Jacob and are described in the Bible. Yes, and they're described as being swarthy, described as being dark, as being like the jasper and the sardine stone, which described being like the burnished bronze. Here's the jasper and the Jardine stone. Okay. Yeah. And you can see I'm not far from the lighter complected Jardine stone. The Israelites have always been a multi, we're the most, the people have the most diversity when it comes to skin color and being in one race. All right. And then it says, we've always been from light brown to dark chocolate brown. Okay, contrary to popular belief. Then it says, the Bible said that the Lord was like the burnished bronze or like the brass. Well, here's an image of a Negro holding some brass in his hands. All right, Revelation 1:14 and 15, describing the Lord. And it said that he had woolly hair. Okay, so there's no getting around this truth, man. Let's go back to AI. I'm going to play a short video that I got from my beloved my personal journalist, April O'Neil. This is a pretty good video that we're going to play that's going to kind of reveal, and I agree with him wholeheartedly because you can see this, all right? But it says, the ancient people who descended from Jacob and are descended in the Bible, modern Israelis, are not the sole descendants of the ancient Israelites, all right? Who were a single tribal confederation during the biblical times, and the term Israelite is now considered obsolete. It is. If you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, you get labeled, the anti-semantics label. All right. But hold on. Let's bring that in the shots so anyone who's watching can screenshot it. There it is. All right, so let's get a couple scriptures before I play this video. And this is really pissing me off. This Bible app's talking and shit. It never did that before. And then you can't even shut it up. You got to literally just turn the sound down. Wow. And it's a woman speaking too. This is Luke 12:2. And it reads, there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. So all the things they tried to hide and all the coverings they tried to put over the people, trying to hide who the nations are, who the people are, by taking Asia and parting it into three parts, making it the Middle East, Europe, and Asia, which in reality is one continent, all right? Which the AI also, and I told you way before AI did, but AI is basically telling you the same thing. But this is Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people and the veil that is spread over all nations. All right. And so they created these social constructs of color, white and blackness, and all these false names. Meanwhile, they get to keep a semi-biblical name and call themselves Israeli or Jayish. All right, which is a complete hijack to the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, which the Bible is all about the rise, the fall, and then the rise again upon the return of the Lord of the Israelites. All right? And that's just what it is. Okay? As a matter of fact, where am I looking for? This is 2 Corinthians 11 and 22. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. So the Bible is actually about the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? And Esau Edom the world was given into the hand of the wicked. All right? And the wicked are fulfilling prophecy. And that prophecy is to rule over and control the world. And like I said, so you got all these wars going on in the world, which is fulfilling prophecy. All right, so the last thing to happen is this third world war. And during that, there's going to be complete chaos in Babylon before Babylon falls. The convert imposters over in the Holy Land are going to be wiped out, and that whole land is going to be destroyed, but it's going to be rebuilt. Babylon the Great, which is America, will never be rebuilt again. It's going to be a memorial forever to remind the world what happens when you cross the power of the Hebrews, which is Yahweh. All right, of the Hebrew Israelites, because there are many Hebrews. Right, because the Edomites are Hebrews as well. So is Elam, so is Moab, so is Ammon. So there are other Hebrew nations, but the one that matters, all right, is if you are the seed of Abraham, then that means you are the Hebrew Israelite from the line of Jacob. That's what that's talking about, by the way, But these people are making plans to rule over and control the world. And they know, and so they got backup plans. This is what this whole thing in the Caribbean and Venezuela is. And I also was watching a video where they were talking about making Argentina the new backup Jerusalem, the new Israel. Because they already know that things aren't looking good. There's no way they can win a war over there in Western Asia without the help of America. And America cannot deal with China and the BRICS countries together. They can't do it. So... And so they're trying to lock down trade and everything over here. So let's listen up.
It's the Panama Canal, guys. Wake up. That's what this is about. This Venezuela, Caribbean, Colombian whole thing, they're setting the stage. They're getting ready, in position, because it's all been about the Panama Canal. Remember, Trump told you guys about the Panama Canal. He told you about Greenland. This is all restructuring for controlling supply chains, guys. The routes. That's what this is about. You've got 3 areas to pay attention to and study up on. What's happening in Russia and Ukraine, okay? The Middle East, that whole area over there, right? The Strait of Hormuz, or whatever it's called. China and Taiwan, pay attention to over there. And then what's going on now in the Caribbean. Pay attention. It's all about trade routes. It's all about the rare earth minerals. It's all about controlling the flow. That's what this is about, the restructuring, guys. Trump wants the Panama Canal, and he told you this. He told you that he wanted the Panama Canal. He wanted Greenland. He wanted the Panama Canal. He wants Canada as a 51st state. And you guys all think that these are jokes. Just like you thought it was jokes about ICE and deportations, and just like you thought it was jokes about cutting government programs, and just like you thought it was jokes about government shutdowns and all this stuff. He's not joking. Project 2025, not a joke. Project Esther, not a joke. 2028, all these people are talking about Steve Bannon interview in 2028 and him running again in 2028. They're not joking. They're telling you ahead of time. People are just thinking that everything's just a game and that, you just, it's funny. You buy the lies and then you completely ignore the truths. They're so good at this. Like, they literally get you to buy the lies and argue about the lies, the things that can't be proven, the things that don't matter, the things that don't really have any effect on your life. Buy all that. Worry about that. Fight about all that. But then the things that you might actually have the ability to, organize against or be concerned about, no concern. So get ready, guys. The new world is coming. They're trying to, work around, if you will. But better believe it, they know what time it is. They know the season, and they're resetting the stage as we know it, okay? Geopolitically, border-wise, alliances, your financial system, everything is being reset. Your religions are being reset into the 3 Abrahamic one-world religions. You better pay attention to what's going on. You guys think this is all a joke? Nah, we in it. My name's Jeremy, guys. I hope you see what is happening, because they are literally pulling your NWO reset right now. Not a conspiracy. Enjoy your weekend. Take care.
And he's 100% right. We're in it. This is Jacob's trouble. This is the beginning stages. It's not going full-blown apocalyptic, chaotic blood in the streets yet, but that's moments away. All right? Let me get a couple scriptures and get ready to wrap this up. This is and this new thing that they're trying to do is completely and totally digital, going to be controlled digital. They want to control everyone through your digital imprint. All right, you won't be able to buy, sell, trade, travel, or anything. All right, going to have a social credit score. All this freedom of speech will be dead. You won't be able to say anything that goes against the grain, anything that goes against the established false narrative, all right, even when you can plainly see it's false, that you will be eliminated. And what I mean by eliminated, they don't have to even send the storm soldiers to come, the stormtroopers to come get you. They'll just cut you off. So you won't be able to, once again, buy, sell, trade, or do anything. You won't be able to travel. You'll be ostracized and basically become a bum and starve in the streets. And you can see that being done to different Moabite citizens over in China. People who spoke up or didn't agree with the system, most of them have been made homeless. And they weren't homeless before. They had cars, homes, jobs, etc. But, they said or did something, and so they've been cut off. And that's what they want to do here. All right? But this is 2 Ezra 9:1, and it reads, "And he answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. When thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spoke or spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, through the mouth of his prophets. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end is manifest, even so the times of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. All the effects and signs of the end are here. And Esau is about to complete his control, which means that he is at an end, because when he is about to fill his belly, that's when the destruction comes from him. All right? Like it says in Job 18:5, "Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine." He's done. As soon as he implements and sits down to fill his belly, their standard is going to be lifted up, and the Lord is going to come and annihilate him. All right? As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and read Job in 20. I'm going to start at verse 4 and read up to verse 9. "Knowest thou this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment." So they've been in control. Esau Edom has been in control for about 500 years. Amalek has been the head of that for about the last 150. All right? Roughly. All right? "This is his excellence. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reacheth unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. All right? They which have seen him shall say, Where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yet he shall be chased away as a vision of the night, just like he was chased and forced up into the Caucasus Mountains when Rome fell at the hands of so-called Negroes. Oh, they love to hide that and bury that history. All right, the Israelites. All right, this time, though, he doesn't get to come back down and get rulership again. All right. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place be any more behold him. All right, so he's done. It's a wrap on Esau Edom. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rukahak, Wadash Kwam, Yasharala, Abba, Babal.